Folks, welcome back. My name is Tim. You're watching Third Floor Basement, where we make pretzel sticks. And my name is... Alright, so today, the amount of contacts in the fear in the flesh and blood world. This is a flesh and blood video. Holy crap. Guys, pause video, refresh the video, look at the thumbs down. You see that? Just got pounded by like 69 thumbs down. Anyways, today this is a flesh and blood collection. Some regular, decent cards, the old CNC over here, foils and non-foils and everything like that. Some regular cards over here, first edition, some unlimited. But mostly, this collection was what is interesting here. We have cold foils and promo cold foils of Flesh and Blood over here. It looks like they were in card savers. Like he was getting ready to actually, those tunics are not foil. Those are Crucible reprint. Those are not cold foil tunics. I guess maybe he was getting ready to grade them before the grading company shut down. So to this video today, we're going to be talking about the state of Flesh and Blood, the market. I am continuing to purchase. Remember, if you think Flesh and Blood's going to zero, which it probably is, don't forget to lock in your profits today at a low price of one sham wow, and email Vince at AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. Tell me what cold foils you have. I am not interested in regular, just cold foils, first editions. Send me the pictures, send me what you got for sale, and I will get back to you. Remember, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. There is no other method to get in contact with me. Every other social media, comment section, everything else is going to be a scam and fake. So, first, let's just show what we got here. So, to start off, some of these I haven't seen in a long time. The world-famous original cold foil. I don't know if you guys seen these. These are like triple cased on here, but it doesn't matter. The original promo cards. Anybody remember these? Those are the original promo cards. Sorry, off the camera there. That I had in the original Alpha Variety Kit like 2 years ago. I know, right? So we got a set of those. I haven't really stopped to look at those things in ages. We have a couple more. These are actually promo ones also from another promo thing from a long time ago that I actually bought back. I think that was the Arcane Rising cold foil promo kit, if I recall correctly. All right, so now the rest of these are just regular cold foils I'm continuing to add to my collection. And again, sorry, they're like triple sleeved. I'll show you guys, just give you an idea what the actual card looks like here. Yeah. So this is what the actual card looks like. You guys can see the actual cold foil there. Crown of Dr. D. Very cool. You guys know I'm a Runeblade fan. Of course! I know, Runeblade's good and all, but it's no Azalea. It's no archery class. It's no ranger action. All right, So we got some of these. You can see a lot of these are Arc Commons. These are some crew. We got WTR, actual Alpha Commons. They're cold foil Arc. We got some WTR. And then over here we got a couple Crucible tunics. Ooh, that'll be a good... you know what? That'll make a good screenshot for the cover of this video. So this is 3 legendaries from obviously crew. These are not cold foils, but still very cool cards. Again, these are something I'll probably end up selling because I don't really keep the non-cold foils for myself. So we got some crew rares. Again, I know I always troll people. Remember, there are no crew common cold foils. Rares are kind of the common for the cold foil slot there. So keep that in mind, folks. So we got rare over here. We got did you guys notice that? Hold on a second. I want to show you something. Did you see the rare? I want to show you right there. You see the color? See the red R? Or I'm sorry, the yellow R versus the gray? That always gets me. Anyways, so we got some more. We got a bunch of red liners. Again, you got a plasma barrel shot. You got a bunch of what I call low-tier cheap ones. The old needles. Hey, it's got one of each art, left, right hand needle on there. And of course, the Aether Conduct. Don't say it the right way. It's not conduit. Just say Aether Conduct. So nothing extreme. No cold foil hearts and crazy fableds and libraries and everything. And then of course we just have a regular couple cards. So you guys just want to see it. Some Command and Conquer. Some Endless Arrow. Trying to talk too quick there. I think those are super rare Arc. Yeah. And Fine Center, great artwork. Love that on the playmat for that Majestic. The old Spark of Genius, super rares. You get some supers from back in the day. It's still weird because we don't have super rares anymore, Get some the old Majestics. Some are foils, some are not. I don't know if you guys can tell on there. It doesn't really make a difference in there. There's a nice little Death Vein, a nice little weapon plasma purifier there. And you guys can kind of just get a little glance. Love the artwork on that. Man, doesn't Dorinthia just look epic in that? Talk about a power woman, man. Crippling, blood, and of course Spinal Cord. Okay. Anyways, and of course, unrelated, I can show you guys off camera here, but continuing to buy a bunch of the Monarch first editions still. Remember, if you have cases of these, I am buying these sealed cases of Monarch first edition, $800, and I pay your shipping, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. So anyways, the market has been very fascinating, everybody. The amount of contacts that I've been getting to buy sealed product and single cards for Flesh and Blood and Magic, even Pokemon, has risen, I mean, exponentially, substantially, parabolically, whatever, trigger words you want to use. The market has changed so much. It is the fastest shift I've probably ever seen. It's unbelievable how quick the demeanor and attitude of everybody has been on these collectibles. It's like 90 days ago versus today. It doesn't even feel like the same world. It's like collectibles are like toxic assets now. It's just unbelievable how fast things have changed. Now, I just want to talk about this because, again, we've all been through this. Those of you who've watched my channel for a long time, we've been through this. Now, this was a drastic change in the last 90 days, but the price declines and the panic selling is not the same as March, April, May, June of 2020 when we went through panic, collapse, world is ending. Remember, you can't use Clorox and bleach and wipe your Black Lotus and the virus will eat your Black Lotus. Remember, it was ridiculous. It was the dumbest stuff I'd ever seen. Now, in 2021, now that it's kind of funny, it's like the same time of year as last year. This time, in the middle of 2021, you have this like investors running for the exits. Like, I don't know, I feel like we're learning who the true colors of people who really enjoy the game versus the people who are kind of just using it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, hey, thanks for the 2 minutes of endorphin release, now get the hell out. You kind of being used versus the people who truly like the game. I like the stock. I just like the stock. We like the stock, That whole mentality on even from Wall Street bets and the diamond hand emojis and all these crazy rocket chips and doggy coins. And, you're really seeing now that the easy money's gone, there's no more free tendies, we're resuming the normal life. But it's funny because normal life feels like the end of the world because we were so used to crazy, stupid amounts of money. So we're all coming off that natural high. That's what we've been talking about on this channel for the last month. And, I'm seeing these cards, and I'm seeing the prices. Yeah, these cold foils, especially a lot of these things. I remember these cold foils, a lot of these things were hitting like $200 a common cold foil. So you could open a box of Crew, and even the worst cold foil was selling for like $200. I even saw some of the cold foil commons selling for $200 to $300. And now they're dropping. They're selling for maybe $175. Now they're selling for $150. Some are $125, some are under $100. Yeah. But is that really that bad? And again, the kicker is, the craziest stuff you'd ever seen is that the quantity of sales is still increasing for Flesh and Blood singles that are not collector investor cards. The regular playable cards are outselling everything like 10 to 1 right now. It's the biggest, fastest market shift I've ever seen. But it's interesting because I've never seen it. It's not like just a collapse. It's like a switcheroo, Or for those of you in the crypto world, it's like pancake swap. It's just like a free exchange for Wall Street. One mutual fund to another mutual fund. It's like an exchange. That's different. That's very, very different than a panic sell. I don't want anything to do with it. It's really weird how much has changed. So I just want to be on record. I don't know when the bottom's coming. I don't know how long it's going to last. That's the market to decide. No single person or entity can control that. But I want you all to know, hey, remember, if you need the money, if you got to do what you got to do, well, I get why you're selling. But if you don't, and you're just selling because you think it's going to zero, you might as well sell to me. AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. I'll buy your Flesh and Blood cold foils, all this stuff. Hey, tell me what you got. Send me a picture. But again, I don't recommend you do it because I think you're going to regret it. The same ring with Magic the Gathering, every single person in literally history has regretted selling their vintage Magic cards. Period. Anyone who sold in the last 20 years has essentially regretted it. They either missed the cards, they realized how much higher it went up in price, they missed the nostalgia, they missed some aspect of it. There's some point in their head where they're just like, oh crap, and they question the decision. And I believe the same thing with Pokemon, the same thing with Flesh and Blood, the same thing with this upcoming MetaZoo, about to launch, a couple weeks away. It's going to be the same thing. The market's going to decide if something is worth it or not. And the market's going to set the price. And in the meantime, the market can be very distorted from a lot of people just dumping product, dumping stuff on the market. I'll never, I just want to say this one last thing. A couple years ago, which I was a Timmy too. To this day, like I only have maybe 10 cases of booster boxes, like 60 boxes of like Pokemon Evolutions, and maybe like 20 cases of Roaring Skies, the booster boxes, not the thing. And I have a bunch more loose packs. But what's funny about it is I should have like 3-4x that amount. And I was one of the Timmies dumping my Roaring Skies and Evolutions for like $79, even $69 to patrons and everything, even though they barely bought it. And, I remember doing that because I was so pissed off and I was so angry and I kept thinking it's just going to keep dropping. I don't know what got into me on those things. All I believed in was magic. I thought everything else would go to zero if it collapsed. I was in a weird state of mind for that moment. I think that was around that iconic Masters match. It was very distorted. Made some bad decisions. And I look back at that. And sure enough, the number one thing I regret was just being emotional and selling things when I didn't need the money. I just was irritated. I was irritable. I was emotional. I didn't make logical decisions. And I regret all of it. It was all a terrible decision. And it was all bad. It was just bad choices. And remember, where we are today in life is a summary of all the choices that led up to today. Yeah, some people get bad hands dealt in life and terrible things happen to them. But there's always going to be outliers. And that's just some nasty reality of life. But for most of us, the majority of people and humans in that bell curve, most of us meet popsicles. Well, we are where we are in this world from the choices we made. Whether that sucks or that's good, depending on your personal situation. And we're always going to have regrets. Regrets, but remember, the only thing worse than regrets is not trying. It's okay to fail, but regrets are the worst. And now that we're going through these more turbulent things, I feel I got to bring on more life speeches again because the amount of people contacting me trying to run for the hills and sell all their vintage magic. So, oh my God, the amount of people trying to sell revised cards right now. I can't even keep up with the emails. I'm sorry if you're contacting me and you just have like 1 or 2 dual lands or anything. I'm sorry. I can't delegate the time to do a transaction for 1 or 2 dual lands. Buy list or whatever. I just physically can't deal with that. Now, if you have 10, 20, 30, 40 dual lands or larger, I'll probably try to get back to you as quick as possible. But it's just the volume of people acting like the sky is falling tells me that I have a funny feeling we are closer to a bottom than I think everyone realizes. Because this is exactly what I've seen happen in, the 2020. I saw it happen in 2018. The reserve list drop also. I've seen this happen. This is like the 3rd bear market I've been in collectibles just in the 5.5 years on YouTube. It's boom and bust, baby. And every time it busts, we go down. But every time we boom, we go even higher. Then we bust a little bit back, we go higher. And just the amount of selling and attitude tells me, unrelated to this individual, but, this guy, actually, I think the guy who was selling me this collection, there's also magic in his collection for another video, but I think he's buying a house in real estate, which, hey, that's cool too, but not really this gentleman's panic selling. This really wasn't a good example for his collection, but overall, the quantity of contacts and selling of people seeming cash strapped or needing capital, or I don't know, maybe inflation in that tightening is really hitting people harder than we anticipate. It's fascinating, but it also makes me realize I think we're getting pretty close to a bottom, folks. This may be a very quick kind of drop in level. I don't think this is going to be a prolonged thing. So, all right, folks, hope you learned something. As always, think for yourself in this world. Get a real financial advisor. Don't listen to a guy in a basement with no pants. And make sure you eat plenty of tacos.